तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः।
ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना. We are studying here the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and we are in the conversations of 8th April 1883. And let us see where we are. They are indeed bound souls who constantly dwell with women and gold and do not think of God even for a moment. How can you expect noble deeds of them? They are like mangoes picked by a crow, which may not be offered to the deity in the temple and which even men hesitate to eat. Bound souls, worldly people, are like silkworms. The worms can cut through their cocoons if they want, but having woven the cocoon themselves, they are too much attached to them to leave them, and so they die there. Cocoon they have built, they can come out, but they are attached to that and die there. That is the position of the bound man. He has created his own world, he has married, he has created a family, and he is attached to them. And he says funny things, huh? I have duty to my family. But you have created your family and then you are bound by the duty. That is what Thakur is telling here. Who has created a family? You have created. And you become attached to that. So you have a duty to the family. Free souls are not under the control of woman and gold. So that is the difference continuously Thakur tells. Desire for enjoyment, desire for means of enjoyment. There are some silkworms that cut through the cocoon they have made with such great care. Great care, not cutting. The cocoon they have made with great care, but they do cut. That is observed in nature. But they are few and far between. So that shows that they can cut. For that this example is given. But generally people, so in the family, people are created. They live there and they get out also. Few. It is Maya that deludes. Maya is Ishvara's power of creating this world without creating it. That is Maya. Only a few become spiritually awakened and are not deluded by the spell of Maya. They do not come under the control of woman and gold. So Maya is directly represented by woman and gold. There are two classes of perfect souls. Those who attain perfection through spiritual practice and those who attain it through through the grace of God. So we cannot explain how they attain perfection. Grace of God. Some farmers irrigate their field with great labor. Only then can they grow crops. But there are some who do not have to irrigate at all. Their fields are flooded by rain. They don't have to go to the trouble of drawing water. One must practice. But then his conclusion is that do not wait for such things. One must practice spiritual discipline laboriously in order to avoid the clutches of Maya. Otherwise, Maya will catch you. So, laboriously, if you are attending, then your spiritual strength is growing. Those who attain liberation through the grace of God do not have to labor, but they are few indeed. So, don't sit depending upon I will get grace of God and be free. So, you have to work.
In Bengali, there is another. In Bengali, another example is given, but I'm not able to understand. In Bengali, another example is given, but I don't understand the meaning. আতুর ঘরের ধুলোহাড়ির খোলা যে পায়ে পড়ে. On the right side.
ঠিক আছে আচ্ছা সে নিত্য সিদ্ধের না
ওটা পরে আছে it is after
that is coming.
Okay.
You are talking of that Atudgare related. Then there is the class of ever perfect. Perfect souls, ever perfect. Nitya Siddha. They are born in each life with their spiritual consciousness already awakened. Each life means again and again they are born, and every time their consciousness is already awakened. Think of a spring whose outlet is obstructed. While looking after various things in the garden, the plumber accidentally clears it and the water gushes out. So that is the equivalent of Nitya Siddhas. We do not see spirituality in them. And Thakur like Guru or somebody is doing something and suddenly the spirituality comes out. That is the comparison. Yet people are amazed to see the first manifestation of an ever-perfect soul zeal for God. They say, where was all this devotion and renunciation and love? So the Guru recognizes that and he opens out. Or accidentally something happens and it opens out. About Sardan Swamiji, his classmates and others he was very peaceful in the school. They used to say, where all this energy was stored. The conversation turned to the spiritual zeal of devotees as illustrated in the earnestness of the gopis of Vrindavan. Ramlal sang. So, Ramlal singing, Ridhi Vrindavane Vas Jadi Karo Kamalapati, Ohe Bhakti Priya, Amar Bhakti, na? No. Oho. Acha. नाथ तुम्ही सर्वस्व अमार प्राणाधार सारात सार नाही तुम्हा बिने केहू त्रिभुवने बोलीबार आपणार तुम्ही सुख शांती सहाय संबल संपद ऐश्वर्य ज्ञान बुद्धी बल তুমি বাসগৃহ, আরামের স্থল, আত্মীয় বন্ধু পরিবার, তুমি ইহকাল, তুমি পরিত্রাণ, তুমি পরকাল, তুমি স্বর্গধাম, তুমি শাস্ত্রবিধি, গুরুকল্পতরু, অনন্ত সুখের আধার. Everything good has been attached in the song. तुम्ही हे उपाय, तुम्ही हे उद्देश्य, तुम्ही स्रष्टा पाता, तुम्ही हे उपास्य, धम्मदाता पिता, दंडदाता पिता, स्नेहमयी माता, भवार नवे कर्णधार तुम्ही. Thou art my all in all, O Lord, the life of my life, the essence of essence. In the three words, I have none else but thee to call my own. Thou art my peace, my joy, my hope, thou my support, my wealth, my glory. Thou my wisdom and my strength. Thou art my home, my place of rest, my dearest friend, my next of kin, my present and my future, thou my heaven and my salvation. Thou art my scriptures, my commandments, thou art my ever gracious Guru. Thou the spring of my boundless bliss. Thou art the way and thou art the goal. Thou the adorable one, O Lord. Thou art the mother tender-hearted, thou the chastising father. Thou the creator and protector, thou the helmsman who does steer my craft, across the sea of life. One thing is missing, have you noticed? You are the creator and preserver and not destroyer. Because the devotee does not want to think of that. Everything dear and important in devotee's life is God, not that distraction. Master to the devotees, what a beautiful song. Actually, very sweet and everything. Thou art my all in all. So the essence of the whole song Thakur brings out. Thou art my all in all. Ramlal sang again, this time describing the pangs of the gopis on being separated from their beloved Krishna. What is the story? Given in the footnote. When Krishna mounted his chariot to go away to Mathura, the gopis clung to the wheels and would not let the chariot move. At that time, they are singing to each other. Hold not the chariot's wheels. Is it the wheels that make it move? The mover of its wheels is Krishna, by whose will the words are moved. Understood? Easy. The master went into deep samadhi by this song. That song he had liked, but this song he went into deep samadhi. Understood? God is the doer for that. His body was motionless. He sat with folded hands as in this photograph. Tears of joy flowed from the corners of his eyes. After a long time, his mind came down to the ordinary plane of consciousness. He mumbled something of which only a word now and then could be heard by the devotees in the room. He was saying, Thou art I and I am thou. Thou eatest, thou I eat. What is this confusion thou hast created? Thakur is telling this. He understood. That is the essence of samadhi. Though songs are love and all that, he has gone into samadhi. And he has in between talked also that you are the doer. So, see, thou art I, identity, and I am thou. Thou eatest. That means when I am eating, actually, it is you who are eating. And thou, I eat. Understand? Thou, I eat. So apparently I eat. Really you are eating. So this is what is this confusion you are creating? Understood? The mind is moving in the identity and appearance. You are eating or I am eating. Confusion. Confusion means quick movement of the mind between one and the other. He sees God is eating. And then God has appeared as I, and that I is eating. So that is the confusion. These are only indicative of samadhi. You have to listen to this. Continuing, the master said, I see everything like a man with jaundiced eyes. I see thee alone everywhere. O Krishna, friend of the lowly, O eternal consort of my soul, O Govinda. So, identity, love, love, identity. As he uttered the words, eternal consort of my soul and Govinda, the master again went into samadhi. So his mind is on the borderland of identity and little difference. There was complete silence in the room. The eager and unsatiated eyes of the devotees were fixed on the master, a God-man of infinite moods. So they are waiting, what will come next? Others arrived with several of his friends. He was a deputy magistrate, about 30 years old. This was his second visit to the master. He was accompanied by his friend Sarada Charan, who was extremely unhappy because of the death of his eldest son. So, you remember, similar incident, separate, similar incident. That Manilal Malik, somebody was there, of Sindhurapati. His young son had died. And now, other sense friends, young son has died. A retired deputy inspector of schools, Sarada Charan, devoted himself to meditation and prayer. Other had brought his friend to the master for consolation in his afflicted state of mind. Coming down from samadhi, the master found the eyes of the devotees fixed on him. He muttered to himself, still in an abstracted mood. Then, addressing the devotees, Sri Ramakrishna said, the spiritual wisdom of worldly people is seen only on rare occasions. It is like the flame of a candle. No, it is rather like a single ray of the sun passing through a chink in a wall. Candle is also constant for some time. So, chink in the wall, sun is passing, a ray comes and goes away. Worldly people chant the name of God, but there is no zeal behind it. It is like children swearing by God, having learned the word from the quarrels of their aunts. So these aunts, when they quarrel, they usually will take God's name. Children learn that they do not mean understand any meaning, but they simply use that. Worldly people have no grit. If they succeed in an undertaking, it is all right. But if they don't succeed, it scarcely bothers them at all. When they need water, they begin to dig a well. But as soon as they strike a stone, they give up digging there and begin at another place. Perhaps they come to a bed of sand. Finding nothing but sand, they give up that place up too. How can they succeed in getting water unless they continue to dig persistently where they started? You understand? Different sadhanas, different sampradayas. Go to this sampradaya for some time, you don't get God, go to another sampradaya. Take up this sadhana, otherwise they take up that sadhana. That is a sign of the worldly people. Though they appear to be sadhakas. Man reaps the harvest of his own past action. So this is an important thing. Man cannot blame anybody for any misery in his life. That is the permanent Vedantic answer. Our life can be seen in three different levels. First is karma, karma phala. No other person comes there. If I higher view, then God's will, we have nothing to do. Third higher point, God does everything for my good. So same, but in none of them you can blame others. None. Huh? Hence you read in the song, "O mother, I have no one else to blame. Alas, I sink in the well these very hands have done." I and mine, that has come. That is ignorance. So the cause of suffering in all of this is I and mine. I am the doer and mine is the attachment. And that is ignorance. Because you are a semblance of my existence. You have no existence in reality. So, to think like that or to have knowledge, consciousness like that is wrong knowledge. Thakur is very clear on this point. Mind. If you are there, then something is mine. That is ignorance. By discriminating, you will realize that what you call I is really nothing but Atman. Chaitanya in you. It is a reflection. So, Atman or Brahman or God is appearing like you. So, you are not real. So, talking and devoting and all that, Thakur's Vedanta has come out here. By discriminating, we will realize that what you call I is really nothing but Atman. Reason it out. Are you the body or the flesh or something else? So apply criteria of what is I. Permanency, continuity, and consciousness. Nothing is there. At the end, you will know that you are none of these. You are free from attributes. After discrimination, you will find that the attributes means any particularization you don't have. Then you will realize that you have never been the doer of any action, that you have been free from virtue and vice, faults alike, that you are beyond righteousness and unrighteousness. So, all this talk, love and all that, Thakur has shifted to Vivek. That is an essential part of spiritual life. Otherwise, you get deluded. For getting rid of delusion, you require right knowledge. And so Thakur is telling this is the right knowledge. From ignorance, a man says this is gold and this is brass. To see, understood. Practical life, people will stick to that gold. But if you discriminate, both are appearances. But a man of knowledge says it is all gold. Means God is appearing as that. That is the meaning. All gold. If you say all is brass, then everything is unreal. If you say everything is gold, that means God is appearing as that. But no difference. Reasoning stops when one sees God. So when God is experienced, then there is no chance of reasoning. But there are instances of people who have realized God and who will continue to reason. That is for teaching others. Again, there are people who, even after seeing God, chant His name. So on the side of devotion, parallel, same thing. It is not needed, but that they can do. Chant His name with devotion and sing His glories. So equivalent, huh? How long does a child cry? There is something new. Huh? So long as it is not sucking at its mother's breast. As soon as it is nursed, nurse means breastfeeding. As soon as it is nursed, it stops crying. Then the child feels only joy. Joyously drinks the milk from its mother's breast. But it is also true that while drinking, the child sometimes plays and laughs. Thakur's observation. Huh? So, what it is equivalent to? He is enjoying God's presence. So it will appear as if he is doing some sadhana. In between, he will like it. We cannot find this equivalent. We cannot have any tartu for it. It is God alone who has become everything through Maya. But in man, he manifests himself the most. Everything means everything. So in everything there are jada, unconscious things, then there are animals, etc. And then there is man. So in the man, the manifestation of God's consciousness is more. And so he should utilize it. God is directly present in the man who has the pure. Then next step, within men. Within men. Eh? God is directly present in the man who has the pure heart of a child and who laughs and cries and dances and sings in divine ecstasy. So, he is identified with God, so God is more present. He has no I and mine, so God is more present. So how many dimensions of knowledge and bhakti, how many stages Thakur has shown here? In a very natural way. By this time, Sri Ramakrishna had become better acquainted with other. अरे सब ठीक नहीं है How to translate this?
Which one was?
ঠাকুর আদরের কুশল পরিচয় লইলেন. Here he says, by this time, Sri Ramakrishna had become better acquainted with others. He does not get the connection. So, kushal parichaya loine. So, Thakur asked about other and about his well-being. Other has come, it is second visit. But Thakur again asked him, is this or that state of the mind and well-being. Then other got the chance, who related the cause of his friend's grief. The master sang as if to himself. So, things are identical. In the great master we hear, and here also the mention had come. Manivarmanik's son had died. And same song Thakur had sung. Same. The description there is beautiful in great master. The master sang as if to himself. As if to himself means not that he is teaching somebody. To arms, O man, death storms your house in battle array, beating the quiver of knowledge, bearing the quiver of knowledge, mount the chariot of devotion. So, allegory, figurative, bend the bow of your tongue with the bowstring of love.
Bend the bow of your
tongue.
ब्रह्ममय
नाम ब्रह्म ब्रह्म अस्त्र ताते संधान करो.
No, line before that. Second line.
भक्ति रते चोड़ी लय ज्ञान तृण रसना धनु के दिए प्रेम गुण एटा थोड़े प्लेन आचे. Afterwards he is telling, bend the bow of your tongue.
That is Rasana Dhanu. Rasana Dhanu.
रसना धनु के दिए प्रेम गुण mount the chariot of with the bowstring of love. This is this. And then aim at him the shaft of Mother Kali's holy name. Brahmamay Nam is Brahmastra. Brahmastra means unfailing arrow, which will destroy the whole world if necessary. But once it is left, it will never be vain. It will hit its target. That is Brahmastra. Tahe Sandhan Kore. Acha, the inside lines are different. First two lines are same as the given in Great Master. And then the lines are different. And ending lines are again same. Are kyukti rane chaina ratharathi shatru nase jiv hobe susangati ranabhumi yadi kore dasharati bhagiratir tire. Dasharati is the poet. Bhagirathi Tire Ranabhumi Kore. So, by the presence of the Ganga, automatically he will go to heaven or he will get liberated. Then he said, what can you do? Be ready for death. Death has entered the house. You must fight him with the weapon of God's holy name. He means death is personalized. Huh? So D is capital. God alone is the doer. So that if comes, then everything will go away. Huh? I say, O Lord, I do as thou doest through me. I speak as thou speakest through me. I am the machine and thou art the operator. I am the house and thou art the indweller. I am the engine and thou art the engineer. Give your power of attorney to, oh, this is over, huh? Give your power of attorney to God. One doesn't come to grief through letting a good man assume one's responsibilities. Let his will be done. So, what is to be explained here? Power of attorney. That means somebody does work on behalf of you. That is power of attorney. In the court, some case is going on. You cannot remain present there. So you give a letter that so and so represents me. So whatever has to be done, that man does. You are free. God should be given the power of attorney. So this we heard in Girish's case. That he is stating again here. And here one thing is added. If a good man is given some responsibility, he will do it. So God is the best man. You do it, give him. He will never fail you. But isn't your grief for your son only natural? All these stages of teaching, great master, you remember, same identical, same. That means philosophically he has raised his mind. And then he is telling that it is natural. Here now, the example is totally different. From here it varies. Huh? The son is one's own self reborn. Lakshmana ran to Ravana when the latter fell dead on the battlefield. Looking at Ravana's body, he found that every one of his bones was full of holes. Thereupon he said to Rama, O Rama, glory be to your arrows. There is no place, spot in Ravana's body that they have not pierced. Brother, replied Rama, the holes you see in his bones are not from my arrows. Grief for his sons has pierced them through and through. These holes are the marks of his grief. It has penetrated his very bones. So Ravana's sons were killed one after the other. And his dearest son, conqueror of Indra, Meghanath, he was also killed. And so that has shattered his body. So that is the hole, not my arrow. So sorrow of passing a son is natural. Huh? But so after telling it is natural, now Vivek is being taught to him. That is Thakur's method. Huh? But house, wife and children are all transitory. They have only a momentary existence. The palm tree alone is real. One or two fruits have dropped off. Why lament? Palm tree. So, you are living. Huh? What is the palm tree here? Man himself.
The family or the lineage, Vangsha or
Solve this problem. Palm tree is the father himself.
or Atman.
No, but he's so casually making that death of a son that one or two fruits are lost. Let them go. Tree is there. So what is this teaching? Like worldly people, engage your mind in something else. That is the meaning. That only appears as the meaning. That there are so many supports of life. So you can have some other support. Okay? Think of this. Huh? Why lament? God is engaged in three kinds of activity: creation, preservation, and destruction. So Thakur has brought that destruction now. Death is inevitable. All will be destroyed at the time of dissolution. Nothing will remain. So death is definite, certain for everybody. But in Pralayakal, all will go. So what is the lament? At that time, the Divine Mother will gather up the seeds for the future creation, even as the elderly mistress of the house keeps in her hodgepodge pot little bags of cucumber seeds, sea foam, blue pills, and other miscellaneous things. I have seen this previously. The Divine Mother will take her seeds out again at the time of the new creation. So everything goes back to seeds and then comes out. Sri Ramakrishna began to talk with other on the veranda north of his room. So he has shifted from his room. And he's not talking to that Kali Charan.
Sarada Charan.
Huh?
Sarada Charan.
Sarada Charan. He is talking everything through other. Master to other, you are a deputy magistrate. Remember that you have obtained your position through the grace of God. Do not forget him, but remember that all men must one day walk down the same path. We stay in the world only a couple of days. Other died very young. So it is like a warning. Very young. And Thakur told him to avoid certain things and he did that. Horse riding. This world is our field of activity. We are born here to perform certain duties. People have their homes in the country but come to Calcutta to work. So where is the home in the country? God. You'll have to go back to God. It is necessary to do a certain amount of work. This is a kind of discipline. So work is necessary to purify the mind before you can feel God or know about God. But one must finish it speedily. While melting gold, the goldsmith uses everything, the bellows, the fan, and the pipe, so that he may have the hot fire he needs to melt the metal. After the melting is over, he releases and asks his attendant to prepare a smoke for him. He relaxes. All this time his face has been hot and perspiring, but now he can smoke. So, intensely one has to do one's work, and then one becomes free. That means goes beyond, can experience God, and then remains with God only. One must have stern determination. Then alone is spiritual practice possible. One must make a firm resolve. There is great power in the seed of God's name. It destroys ignorance. A seed is tender and the sprout soft, still it pierces the hard ground. That is the fun. The ground breaks and makes way for the sprout. So purity will come. The mind becomes very much distracted if one lives long in the midst of woman and God. Therefore, one must be very careful. But monks do not have much to fear. The real sannyasi lives away from woman and God. Therefore, through the practice of spiritual discipline, he can always fix his mind on God. The true sannyasin, those who are able to devote their minds constantly to God, are like bees, which light only on flowers and sip their honey. Those who live in the world in the midst of woman and gold may direct their attention to God, but sometimes their mind dwells also on woman and gold. They are like common flies, which light on a piece of candy, then on a sore or filth. Always keep your mind fixed on God. In the beginning, you must struggle a little. Later on, you will enjoy your pension. You understand this point? Jnana Nishtha. The sadhana is there, but it is very smooth. You don't have to do anything. Sunday, April 15, 1883. Surendra, a beloved lay disciple of the lay means householder, had invited him in his house on the auspicious occasion of the Annapurna Puja. Devi's different forms are there. This is that which sustains the world by giving food. That is Annapurna. It was about 6 o'clock when Sri Ramakrishna arrived there with some of his devotees. The image of the Divine Mother had been installed in the worship hall. At her feet lay hibiscus flowers, Javakusuma, and bilwa leaves. From her neck hung a garland of flowers. Sri Ramakrishna entered the hall and bowed down before the image. Then he went to the open courtyard where he sat on a carpet surrounded by his devotees and disciples. He does not require a chair or sitting higher. A few bolsters lay on the carpet, which was covered with a white linen sheet. He was asked to lean against one of these, but he pushed it aside. So that is for people who love luxury. He did not like it. He sat on the carpet like a common man, like others. But these bolsters were given to him. He pushed them aside. No comfort. And he explained that, Master, to the devotees, to lean against a bolster, you see, it is very difficult to give up vanity. Immediately, I am a great man will come. You may discriminate, saying that the ego is nothing at all, but still it comes. Nobody knows from where. A goat's legs jerk for a few moments, even after his head has been cut off. You understand it? Semblance of ego. or a man of knowledge. Or perhaps you are frightened in a dream. You shake off sleep and are wide awake, but still you feel your heart palpitating. So, these are called the Gammeman, will go away. Egotism is exactly like that. You may drive it away, but still it appears from somewhere. Then you look sullen and say, what I have not been shown proper, what? I have not been shown proper respect? Play of ego is shown. Kedar, one should be lowlier than a straw and patient as a tree. This is from Chaitanya's Shikshashtakam. Trinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahishnuna. This is important. Huh? You see, people say I'm lower than you, lower than a straw. That means really I is nothing. So the straw is shown, not other human being. It is not a comparatively lowness, no. But how can you think of full lowness? So straw, among the living beings, straw is the lowest. And when you think you are lower than the straw, so Chaitanya is teaching this. And tree. About tree, you know the story, Akbar and Birbal's story? They went out and were alone, and Akbar was sitting under a tree, mango tree, and a boy hit some stone. It missed the target and hit Akbar a little. Akbar ordered to hang him till death. And Birbal started laughing. So what is this? He said, if that stone missed its object, if it had not missed the object, the tree would have given him the fruit. And because it has hit you, you are ordering hanging. That is the story. So, Taror Iva Sahishnuna. And Kedar knows this because Kedar is a devotee. Master, as for me, I consider myself as a speck of the dust of the devotee's feet. So, Thakur says he does not think of straw and anything. But the devotee is devoted to God. But Thakur is like the dust speck from his feet. So, more direct. Vaidyanath arrived. He was a well-educated man, a lawyer of the High Court of Calcutta. With folded hands, he saluted the master and took his seat as one side. Surendra, to the master, he is one of my relatives. Master, yes, I see. He has a nice nature. Surendra, he has come here because he wants to ask you a question or two. We'll take it up next time. Om Tava Kathāmritam Tapta Jivanam Kavi Viridhitam Kalma Shapaham Shravana Mangalam Shrimadasatam Bhui Grunanti Ye Bhurida Jana Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.